Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to this channel. My name is Jai Gobind, and what I'm going to do today, which I'm really excited about, is to go over the chart for the new moon that we are having this Friday, the 30th of August. It is a new moon in Virgo, and I am just like ecstatic about it. So I decided to come live. Hey William, how's it going? And give you guys this information live because it is like epic. It is so epic. And I titled this video Reaching for Divinity because that's exactly what this moon is asking us to do. So thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you guys for giving the video a thumbs up. Hey Sheila, how's it going? Hey Kara, how are you? Good evening. Yes, good evening everybody. And share it out with your friends, share it out with, you can text it out or share it out to your YouTube channels if you guys have YouTube channels. But I'm so excited about this new moon. I'm also going on a on a trip. Tomorrow I leave for Portland, so I'm going to be out of town, which means that I'm not going to be available to do a live ceremony for this new moon. But what I have done is recorded a tarot reading, so I will be releasing that tarot reading on the day of the new moon, which is Friday. So you guys will have it, and it's pretty. I'm not gonna tell you what it says, but it's a pretty powerful message, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. Nice, very, very cool. So let's do this. First of all, I want to talk a little bit generally about this new moon. And it is a new moon in Virgo. And there are a lot of planets in Virgo during this new moon. In astrology, we call that a stellium. Hey Dewey, how's it going? And it's basically a lot of energy in one sign creates this very powerful effect that we're all going to be feeling as we get closer to this new moon. The other thing that is happening with this new moon is it's making a lot of aspects. Let me see if I can actually pull up my notes that I had. I did. Make sure you guys also watch my September 2019 astrological forecast because I go over the whole month. This new moon is asking us to step into purpose in a very powerful way. It is basically the day before we begin September, and we begin September with a powerful conjunction between the Sun and Mars, which Mars is our drive and the Sun is like our identity. So we have this drive to really step into ourselves, to step into our purpose, because that's who we are. And I'll tell you in more detail in a minute how this is actually showing itself. But basically this moon is making so many aspects to so many planets that it would be like, if I didn't go over this stuff with you guys, you would be like, okay, it's just another new moon, but it's really not just another new moon. Hey Diana, welcome into the broadcast. So what this new moon is doing, it is opposing. Hang on, let me actually, that's not the correct one. I'm like looking at those notes like, wait, what? That's not right. So hang on, let me actually pull up the picture that I have. And thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it so very, very much. Okay, here we go. This is the correct picture. So all of this energy is trining Uranus. All of it. All of those planets in Virgo are trining Uranus. And they're also making conversations with the planet Chiron, the planet Neptune, the planet Jupiter, and there's the North and the South node in here, like having another conversation. So why don't we just actually go to the chart so I can show you in the chart. So you guys excited about this new moon? Because I am like super, super excited. Let me make sure I am connected. You guys should still be able to hear me and see me in the little corner of the screen. Let me know if you guys cannot hear me, okay? All right, here's where I can actually edit the chart and actually show you guys what's going on. So everything good? Yeah, all right, awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna start going in order of what's going on because there's a lot. And I take notes too. I've been taking a lot of notes, you guys, which is actually really fun for me. So this is the, let me show you right here. This whole thing right here, that's what I'm talking about when I say that there's all these planets basically conjuncting, but there's all these planets in Virgo. The way that you know, because these videos, I want them to be a little bit educational for you as well. If you want to like learn astrology, it's not hard to learn, but there is a lot, and it takes a lot of dedication and hours of reading and stuff that I've been doing to even get to this point. But I want you guys to learn along with me. So I know I'm especially having a natal moon in Virgo. Oh, wow. So the way that you know there's a new moon is you look at the sun and the moon and you see them at the exact same degrees. And so this is at 6 degrees of Virgo. They're right next to each other. So this whole energy, like let's look at each of these planets individually. So the sun is our identity. It's who we are. When the sun is in Virgo, we think of Virgo as the perfectionist, very meticulous energy, earthly energy. It's grounded, it works, but it's also about service. Hey, Nancy, I'm doing great. How are you? It's also about service. When you think of the moon being in Virgo, you think of a quiet energy, a reserved energy. Routine is kind of like your comfort zone. You're very practical. You could be very analytical, and you're also kind of a little bit closed to sharing your emotions. However, we're going to see that some of these other conversations with the planets are actually forcing us to bring our emotions out, which Virgo is not used to. And so it can feel very, very intense. Hey, Isabel. Let's look at Mars. When you think of Mars in Virgo, this is a drive to get organized. When you look at Venus, what does Venus look like? Hey, Ellie. Hey, Lamanitic. When you look at Venus in Virgo, what does that look like? Well, Venus in Virgo helps you figure out which relationships work in your life and which relationships don't, and to release those relationships that don't work, which is the tough work in our lives right now. And then let's look at Mercury in Virgo. This is organized thinking. So we've got the mind being organized. We've got our identity feeling very earthy, very grounded and ready for service. We've got the moon feeling that same kind of energy, organized, a little bit reserved, but feeling like we're wanting to get organized about how we feel, our emotions. Mars, the drive to move forward and get things done. And Venus, the drive to figure out how, what works and what doesn't in our lives and what we attract. So we're attracting Virgo energy right now, in a sense. So this is the chart, you guys, for the new moon on August 30th, this Friday. This is what we're looking at right now. Thank you guys all for being here, and please share this video out if you can. So this whole energy is very earthy. It's hardworking, very hardworking, very organized, able to set goals and move forward. It's very clear thinking, and you actually want to do it right. You want to do it right. So it's interesting because all of this, look at all these trines, trine, and they're all trining what planet? Freaking Uranus, you guys. Uranus is the planet of revolution. Uranus is the planet that asks you to look at things in a different way, with a different perspective. It's revolutionizing all of this. So it's like spicing. This is what I've been calling this the Virgo party over here. It is like spicing up the Virgo party because Virgo is very grounded, and Uranus is like, hey, let's spice it up. So what happens when you get the sun and Uranus trining? This means now you're able to see things from a different perspective. And I'm painting a picture, you guys, This is going to become very clear by the end of this video how powerful this new moon is. The sun trining Uranus is seeing things from a different perspective. It's being very imaginative, having strong intuition and imagination, and also it's a very loyal energy. What about the moon? Well, let's talk about the moon. That means that with the moon trining Uranus, it's never boring. It's never boring. It's very unpredictable. You actually become a networker, a team player, and also you step into leadership. With Mercury, you are very smart and very witty, and you're able to think outside the box, because that's what Uranus pulls out of you. What does Uranus pull out of Venus? A unique and magnetic ability to attract people. And what does it pull out of Mars? An innovative and resourceful, outgoing, and highly energetic energy. It's fearlessness. The drive is very strong already with Mars and Virgo, but when you add Uranus to it, it becomes fearless. So, like, can you see how, you talk about a new moon being about setting intentions. I know, I live for this stuff too. You talk about a new moon being an opportunity to set intentions. Dang, like all this energy is like, let's set intentions, like major intentions. That's what Virgo is about. But then let's do it like fiercelessly, and let's do it like in a new way, in a different way that's never done before. So let's talk about now. So that's the first conversation. That's probably the main one that's going on, right? We also have a T-square going on. Let me erase some of this stuff so you guys can see the next conversation that's happening here. So here we go. The T-square is basically, so a grand square is I'm just going to show you like where it is. So we've got this line here, and this line right here, okay? That's a T-square. If it was a grand square, the square would be completed. You would see like literally a square in the chart. And that energy is actually very, very difficult. People that are born with grand squares in their chart have a very difficult time in general in life, because it feels like things keep going wrong, things keep messing up, and then everything's okay. And then it feels like the world is against you, and then it feels okay again. So, but when it's just half of it, here's the powerful thing. There's a conversation. The first thing is, it's an opposition. The opposition is between Neptune and, it's actually Venus over here. And you can tell by the degrees. There's orbs to everything, like there's an allowable orb, and if it goes beyond that orb, then it doesn't really count. But right now there is this definite T-square. But because all of these other planets are also in Virgo and they're very close to Venus, it kind of pulls them into the conversation as well. T-squares, get this, T-squares are all about drive and ambition. So it starts with a conversation between two planets that are opposing. Literally, Venus, so the planet of attraction and all of this energy of the sun and the moon in Virgo, opposing Neptune. So what is the importance of this? Neptune is in Pisces. It is in its home sign. Neptune is the planet that helps us reach our divinity. It helps us reach the unknown. It helps us reach for the stars, reach for the sky. Neptune rules the 12th house of the subconscious mind, of our intuition, of our psychic abilities. It's a very powerful planet, and when it's in its home sign, it means that it feels really good and it really wants to bring more of that into our lives. So we're being asked to literally activate our intuition, activate our ability to see the unseen, reach for more of the divine. More of the divine. This is like having a deep reservoir of creative energy. This is this opposition between Venus and Neptune. A deep reservoir of creative energy. Hey, Brittany. And using it is a positive outlet for you. Okay? I mean, can you see the story that's building here? intense drive to get organized in our lives. And I'll talk about what Virgo actually means when I talk about the quincunx to Chiron. But intense drive to get organized, to do it in a different, more dynamic way, a more revolutionary way. And here we have this immense, deep reservoir of creative energy to pull from with freaking Neptune. Like, what? Like, I have not seen a day that's more like fit for manifesting than this day. So here's the rest of the T-square is with Jupiter, which means that Venus squares Jupiter, here's Jupiter, and Neptune squares Jupiter. So what do those mean? Well, Venus and Jupiter are the benefics. Yeah, exactly. Jupiter is the greater benefic. And it's in freaking Sagittarius. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, of reaching farther, like of taking it to the next horizon. And it's in its home sign, which means it is all about that. It's all about that. And Venus is the planet of attraction. So, whoa, this is an extravagant energy. It's very charming. You know, it's actually a little bit indulging. It's almost like, yeah, I'm going to like do it. I'm going to go all out and I don't care. You know, I don't care what people say because I want to feel good and I want to do this my way, you know? And then here's the interesting part. When you add that square to Neptune, which forms the official T-square, Jupiter square Neptune, this is about having faith. So now not only do we have the drive and we get to pull from this intense pool of creativity and do it in a completely different way, in a more innovative way, coming up with different solutions for ourselves, new ways of doing things, we also get faith and trust. And we have to be careful with this square because you can put your faith and your trust in illusions. So don't do that. Don't put your faith and your trust in illusions. What's going to remedy that is all this earth energy. Stay grounded. See how all of this is kind of balancing itself out? And this is also a T-square in a mutable sign. Because it's Pisces, Virgo, and Sagittarius, and all of those signs are mutable signs. So what this does is this adds a sense of flexibility in our lives. It adds a sense of flexibility. Now, I want to talk about probably the one that is the most amazing and powerful aspect for me, which is the Sun and the Moon semi-squaring Pluto in Capricorn and also quincunxing Chiron. Okay? Let's talk about the Pluto semi-square. Normally, when you have, you know, a new moon or a full moon, you would think, okay, there's certain, you know, the main aspect is like, okay, it's about intention setting. But when the moon makes all of these aspects to all of these powerful planets, and a lot of them are in their home signs, it's very significant. When the sun semi-squares Pluto, Pluto makes you relentless. Pluto is a forceful and demanding energy of your drive to achieve personal power and success. Pluto is like adding to this intensity of drive with Mars in Virgo and saying, now you're going to be relentless about this. I am demanding that you step up. I am demanding that you step forward in your life. So what's the demand? Like, what are we supposed to do? Why is the universe telling us to do all this? When Pluto semi-squares, or when the moon semi-squares Pluto, it literally Pluto forces your emotions, because the moon is about emotions. It forces your emotions to the surface and it makes you deal with it, which means we step into truth, like massive truth. We can't hide from our emotions anymore. We have no choice but to look at how we feel and then move forward. And here's where it gets freaking even crazier, okay? This is so crazy. It's like never ending, okay? Uranus. let's talk about Uranus and let's talk about Virgo, okay? And the sun and the moon. I'm reading this book called Chiron. Chiron is literally the rainbow bridge between the personal planets and the outer planets. So the personal planets are the ones that are closer to the sun, and they're the ones that have to deal with who we are on a personal level, our identity in the world. That will be Venus, Mars, the sun, the moon, and Mercury. And also Pluto. But then you go to the outer planets. Now the outer planets are like farther away in the galaxy. And they're the ones that are like the generational planets. So they move so slow that a huge group of people, a huge generation, has a certain placement in their natal chart. For example, if you're born during this year and this year, you'll have, for example, like Uranus and Taurus or whatever, right? So that will be Uranus, Chiron, Neptune, Pluto, and Saturn is actually a personal planet as well. So the outer planets are literally Uranus, Chiron, Neptune, and Pluto. Okay, so where was I going with this? Getting lost. So talking about how there's, Chiron. I was saying that Chiron is the rainbow bridge between the personal planets that are literally all right here and the outer planets that are all right here. Do you see how they're like in these intense like relationships to each other right now? Like we're here, like, okay, this is who we are. This is what we want right now. We're ready to go. We're ready to push. We're ready to drive for what we want. And now let's connect this Chiron aspect to it. So what does Chiron do? Chiron is the wounded healer. He's the wounded healer, you guys. He's not just the wounded healer. He's the one that links, hey Darcy, he's the one that links you to your healing path. Because Uranus is about activating your Kundalini. Neptune is about stepping into higher purpose, understanding the divine. And there's, Saturn too. It's kind of in between. It can be personal, but I feel like it's also kind of out there, a little bit farther out. But it's also this energy of Chiron brings like, well, Saturn is the maturity. Yeah, this is huge, you guys. So with Saturn, we learn to mature. First, we have our Saturn return, so we learn to mature. Then we have our Uranus oppositions, our Kundalini awakens. And then we have our Chiron return around the age of 50, 51. Saturn return is 29 years old, Uranus opposition is around 44 years old, and Chiron return is around 50, 51 years old. It's a process, you guys. It's a process of like evolution of the spirit. But when Chiron comes into the picture, this book that I'm reading talks about Chiron actually ruling Virgo. And I actually agree with it because it makes freaking sense. So Chiron, let's think about this for a second. Think about Chiron ruling the 6th house of Virgo and the polarity between that and the 12th house, which is ruled by Neptune. Hey Ash, welcome in. Imagine that. Like, think about that for a second. Chiron rules this house because Chiron was, let me draw a really bad picture of Chiron. He's the horse man. Oh my God, you guys can only see like half of the picture, okay? He's like part horse, part man, okay? So the horse part of him, let me actually draw this a little bit lower so you guys can see it. Maybe right here. So the horse part, wow, that's really bad. It's okay. I'm not a drawer. I'm not even going to worry about it. Here's the belly button. Okay, so the headless horseman. He's not headless. Well, he was in that picture. But here we go. So the horse part is the Virgo energy of the grounding towards the earth, right? Grounding towards earth. And so then you look at, okay, so why is Virgo a perfectionist? Why does Virgo want to, step into perfection? Well, that's because they're reaching up towards the sky. That's the man part. That's reaching towards divinity. That's why I'm calling this video, this new moon, reaching towards divinity. The horse connects with the man body, the centaur. Yeah, exactly. The horse connects right where the horse's heart is and right where the man's solar plexus is. So this is also stepping into love and action. So when the sun and the moon are quincunxing Chiron, who is the wounded healer, who literally, it guides us towards our mission in life. Wherever you have Chiron in your chart is your mission, is what you're supposed to do in this world. It's how you're supposed to do it. When the sun is quincunxing, which is right here, quincunxing Chiron, this is the reach for divinity. This is a relentless drive to bring our higher self into being, to literally spiritualize the planet in general. Thanks, Darcy, for that donation. To literally spiritualize the planet. We are all being asked to do this. When the moon quincunx Chiron, you are the healer. This is sensitivity to emotional intensity. And Chiron will unbalance you and irritate you until you learn to channel this powerful healing force. It will literally irritate you and unbalance you until you learn to channel the healing force. That's why we feel the opposition. That's why we feel like the energy that's so, it's like friction, because we're being asked to seriously become channels of grace. We're being asked to seriously step up, to reach towards that divinity. Thanks, Sheila, that's sweet. And that's powerful, you guys. And that's why this whole moon, with everything I just talked about, there's two more aspects I want to talk about before we end the conversation. But with all of this energy, you guys, our drive, our desire to do things differently, our desire to expand with Jupiter, our desire to get to work is about reaching for divinity, bringing higher self into being, spiritualizing the planet, becoming the freaking healer. It's intense, okay? This is Friday. This is freaking Friday. So don't waste this energy. Sit in meditation on Friday. Be in sacred space on Friday, because new moons and full moons are all about that. They're all about being in sacred space, because the moon literally reflects our intentions, our desires, our emotions to the sun. And the sun listens. The sun is the light. The moon is the dark, right? The sun is that creative life force. It's that masculine, that drive, that energy. And the moon is the feminine. It's the inner world. The sun is the outer world. The moon is the inner world of our emotions. So when we feel, especially on days like this, what we feel and what we're connecting to, we are sending that prayer out to the sun to make shit happen. So what are you going to be sending? What are you going to be sending in that direction? Yeah. So let's talk about this last epic aspect. This is a sextile. This is a Neptune sextile to the south node and a Neptune trine to the north node. Literally, a sextile and a trine. Sextiles and trines are easy aspects, meaning they're actually positive aspects. They can be very, very exciting energies. So when Neptune trines the North Node, which is in Cancer, which is, ruled by the moon. So this is all about emotions. When Neptune trines the South Node, this gives our imagination a boost. We get more sensitive and intuitive and powerful dreams, which could in essence be your guide to what you want to manifest. When Neptune sextiles the South Node, Neptune, the planet of the higher self, divinity, the subconscious mind, intuition, the 12th house of literally mysticism, is giving us a way to deal with our karmic patterns and situations. It gives us a way to deal with our karmic patterns and situations. So this is also a karmic release day, a day where you're giving the opportunity to heal your karma, move towards destiny, North Node, at the same time. This is healing, you guys. Like, this is what healing looks like. And Virgo, the energy of Virgo, let's talk a little bit more about Virgo. The energy of Virgo is also the Virgin. It's also about purity. It's also about the powerful connection to the divine. So everything that's happening with this chart is literally taking us in a direction of reaching for divinity. That you don't have to do anything. It's going to happen. You just have to sit there and focus. What do you want? What do you want in your life? And because new moons are all about setting intentions, this is going to be the day to do it. And I know that was a lot, so make sure that you watch this again. Like, memorize it, okay? I'm going to switch screens back to me. And just going to look at the chat for a moment. This is very positive. It's very, very intense. It's no joke. Yes, huge things are coming. You know, Jason and I have been talking about how we just generally feel about ourselves. And we keep saying, like, we're so excited. Like, we're so excited about what's coming. And we don't even know what's coming. But it's just really exciting. But we feel it. And that's the important thing, because that's an intuitive hit that you are on the right track, because you should be getting excited about life. You should be getting excited about where you're going, which direction you're taking. Hey, Alexa, you should be like getting ecstatic about what's coming. If you're not, why are you veering off track? The track towards spirituality, towards mysticism, towards ascension, towards divinity. The reaching towards divinity is joy. It's excitement. It's happiness. Hey, Rebecca, it's the Kundalini rising and awakening. If you're not feeling those things, okay, yes, there is that aspect of you have to deal with your stuff and you have to deal with your emotions and with the karmic patterns that are coming up, but you still feel that ecstasy. You still feel that excitement while you're working on your stuff. But if you are focused on what's not working, what hasn't worked, you know what I mean? Like, you know, all the things that are going wrong. If you're focusing on something that you want, it's not possible for you to have. You can't wish for something like that. Then stop trying to reach for that, because that's not the right thing for you to reach for. We're all being watched over. We're all being watched over right now. There's a lot of beings, the Pleiadians, the Syrians, the Anunnakis, the star beings. They're all watching Earth. They're all watching Earth. And we get front seat rows to this. That's the craziest thing. We chose to come here and be in the realm, the three-dimensional reality, right? We're in the third dimension, and we are actually the keepers of the third dimension. I literally wrote a song about it the other day that just came out. I'm not ready to share it yet, but I will be soon, and it's epic. And it was so intense and so like heartfelt, but it's literally an energy of, we are the keepers of the third dimension, but in this third dimension, we can literally manifest the things from 4D, 5D, 6D, 70, 80, and 90, we can manifest them into the 3D. That's what makes us master manifestors. Master manifestors. If we align with the right frequency, if we align with the right vibrations, the right feelings, right? The right sound waves, the right light waves. I mean, this can get really, really deep. This can get deep. I don't want to take it that deep, but it's a really powerful day. Also, this is the day right before September 1st. If you guys haven't watched the September video, watch it, because I go through the whole month. The whole month. Yeah, the mind keeps blowing up for sure. But I go through the whole month. Every single major transit in September. And then on Tuesday, is that tomorrow? Okay, tomorrow, oh my God, I'm so excited. Tomorrow come out the videos, the individual signs for the month of September. So that's all the zodiac signs going through your sun sign and your rising for the astrology part. And then the tarot adds the moon and the Venus sign. So tomorrow those videos come out at 11:11 a.m. Mountain Time. And you can watch how all those transits for September are going to be affecting you and in which houses. So in a more personal way, how are those going to be affecting you? Like, this is so exciting for me to bring all of this to you guys. That's why I'm so thankful for everybody that's been subscribing lately and so excited about, the future. You can see it in me. Like, I'm stepping into like a whole nother level. This channel is evolving in a major way, and it's because I'm choosing to step into passion. My passion has led me towards astrology, and the more I study about it, the more I realize the alignments in my chart are out of this world. For example, I have Chiron in the 12th house, which is being a mystic. And I have also the North Node right there, and the Sun, and Venus, and they're all in Gemini. It's a lot. And I'm only sharing that because I want to give you guys a little bit of like how exciting this is for me. And soon, not yet, because I don't feel quite ready yet, but soon, and I will be planning this as I go along the learning journey of astrology. The other thing about Chiron in the 12th house is a divination skill is required for Chiron in the 12th house. That's why I'm so attracted to astrology. And astrology is the most powerful divination tool there is on the planet. Like, hands down. So one thing that I'm going to be getting ready for is to do natal chart readings. But I'm not ready yet. But I just want to plant the seed, because I'm going to get organized. And there's many more books that I need to read. But I've been reading really, really fast. For example, if you guys want to know more about epicness, check this book out. It's called Chiron, Rainbow Bridge Between the Inner and Outer Planets by Barbara Handclough. Okay, this is one that I recommend. It's epic. It's really inspiring, especially if you are the kind of person that like wants truth. And she has a bunch of more books that I'm reading. So when I'm ready for that, I will let you guys know. And I will figure it out. Because I know also another thing about Chiron in the 12th house is you cannot follow anyone. You're supposed to be a teacher. You're not supposed to follow a teacher if you have Chiron in the 12th house. You're supposed to be a teacher. So you have to, it's scary because you have to listen to your intuition, and you have to like do what your intuition tells you and trust and have so much faith. And I can't wait for you guys to see the tarot and oracle reading that I did that is going to come out on Friday for the new moon. Because I can't do the live ceremony because I'll be in Portland. But I did want to give you guys that oracle reading. But Jason, I think, will be doing some live new moon ceremony thing on his channel. So that's really good that he's kind of holding down the fort for that. I really appreciate that. So make sure you guys check that out. When I start doing natal chart readings, I am going to be so ecstatic. Oh my God, it's amazing. Yes, I know. And I'm going to get to see Ellie and another friend that I've recently made. Yeah, yeah. So that's all I wanted to tell you guys. That was a lot. But that's what I wanted to tell you guys. So I am just super excited, and I can't wait. Oh, my phone froze and then it started talking again. So super excited for it. Share this video out. Let everyone that needs to know about this new moon on Friday know, because we really need to be in like sacred space. Like if I can do this on Friday, I'm going to be in a sacred space in nature meditating on Friday. Like I'm just going to do that because I know that this is how important this is. Be in a high vibration on Friday. Focus on what you want. Reach for divinity. And I'm gonna leave you guys there. I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is such a beautiful journey, and I feel so grateful to be able to be in this journey, and for all of us to literally be co-creating this channel together, because that's how it works. It's a co-creative process. Thank you guys. I appreciate your support so much. And I will see you guys when I get back from Portland. I'll be putting out videos between now and then, so don't worry. But when I get back, the next live I do will probably be the full moon in Pisces on the 13th. So, boom. Boom. Let's do this. Love you guys.